How is your focus and flow these days? Are you happy with how you're spending your precious time? Is it by design or more by default? If you aren't satisfied, what's blocking you? Is distraction an issue? Perhaps just good old-fashioned overwhelm with too much on your plate, or an inability to get to what matters most. This episode is for you if you crave more focus and flow. Contentment with a day well spent. Walk away with commitment and actions to align your attention with your intention. This is The Growth Moment with your coach, Amy Kay. Inspiration, ideas, and incredible insights for you to be more and do more. Get ready to grow today. This episode was initially triggered by my own frustration with a weekend of binge watching. Perfectly fine binge watching. I enjoyed it, but it was hours. I also was fired up by a podcast, Cal Newport talking about his latest book, Slow Productivity, on the Andrew Huberman Show. All about what it takes cognitively, behaviorally, environmentally to create conditions for marvelous focus and flow. So here I am, dissatisfied with the volume of my distracted behavior, automatically sliding into next episode, reading one more article on politics, checking email and text while I'm on a walk, a bit of an endless loop. I'm feeling a deep desire for in the groove, easy engagement in my work and life. Present with one thing at a time. Less default behavior, more design. For many of my clients, especially remote or hybrid workers, it's the sheer volume of Zoom meetings, Slack channels to keep up with, the overflowing email inbox, etc. There is no focus or flow. It's highly fragmented attention all day long. Everyone knows it's ridiculous and no way to work, much less live, yet we carry on. What about you? Are you craving more focus and flow? If so, what's blocking or distracting you from what matters most? Are you in default mode with texting, email, Slack, social media, podcasts, Netflix, YouTube, household tasks, or whatever else? Are you over-indexed on multitasking? Perhaps you do have way too much on your plate or in your life, and you need, quote, distraction to decompress. Or maybe you need a few boundaries to bring some balance, and that will naturally create more focus and flow. There are endless podcasts, books, articles, and experts on the topic of max productivity, hacks to get more output. That's not what we're up to today. No push to do more. I want to help you figure out what you need to have the focus and flow you desire. That's the coaching angle, taking the myriad of opinions and advice and creating your own custom approach. So let's do this. Grab something to take notes, get ready to lean back and ponder how you can better align your attention with your intention. First, a caveat. I'm assuming you already know what you're going for in your life, what your intention is overall. The outcome goal or general aim for your focus and flow. If you don't have clarity, there are a bunch of episodes to help you, including number 13, What Do You Want? Number 18, The Truth Is. Number 44, What Do You Know? And number 49, Your Bottom Line. I put this list in the show notes if you need a boost for your intention. For today, I ask you to pick one intention in your life to play with, a goal for which you absolutely want more focus and flow, but instead you're experiencing distraction, procrastination, overwhelm, or difficulty prioritizing. Take a moment to find something for us to coach with. Write it down. My intention is blank. Hit pause if you need to ponder for a moment. Now we can dive in. With your intention in front of you, what kind of focus and flow do you desire? What are you craving? What might that look like? See if you can picture it, feel it, describe it. Is it laser focus or more of a soft filter focus? Are you flowing fast and furious towards your intention or taking a few side trips? Do you want your flow to change depending on the day or even time of day or nature of the activity? Would it be everyday attention or less frequent? If you can focus and flow in the very best, most you way, what does that look like? What would be amazing? Make a few notes to capture any ideas so far. Here is one of my intentions where I'm having trouble paying attention. This episode. My intention is to have a kick-ass episode number 63 and truly make a difference for all the listeners who most need it. My problem is loads of pseudo-productivity with a helping of procrastination and distraction. I am jumping up to do almost anything else. Throw in a load of laundry, get a snack, clicking through on the text notification in the corner of my screen, choosing to send a client email while I think of it, and so on. I'm lucky if I write a few sentences before a multitasking moment takes over. I seem super busy without much quality output. A lot of default behavior here, not much by design. What I desire is to have a crystal clear focus on what really matters. I want to remember my bigger picture, creating coaching content that is invaluable and totally Amy Kay. I would love solid bursts of inspired productivity, just a few hours at a time flow with designated go chill out breaks. Not forced to sit here and work as if I'm in first grade struggling to stay still. I want an environment that makes it easy for me to focus and flow. I want the mental space to work on the episode over a few days or even a week, trusting it's totally okay to take my time. That is how I want to create this episode. Now, back to you. Creating your desired focus and flow. Look again. How would you describe your ideal focus and flow for the intention you picked to play with today? Picture your goal or outcome, and then see your ideal taking you right to that goal. What does it look like? What would be amazing focus and flow designed to suit you? Jot that down. Pause the audio as needed. And now, notice what gets in the way of your ideal. What distracts you? What pulls you away? What prevents you from aligning your attention with your intention? What are your default behaviors? Write down all the thoughts. We're just creating awareness and insight. Feel free to highlight or circle the things that most affect your focus and flow. Take a moment to really ponder. When we come back, let's see how we can facilitate that ideal focus and flow for you. Not just one size fits all like time blocking or turning off alerts, but your unique, amazing, inspired way. I'm going to coach myself first. But remember, this is just my way. You are listening for any spark of insight or inspiration for your way. So, if I am facilitating my ideal focus and flow for creating a podcast episode, I choose to start with designing my environment. Instead of default mode, I will turn off all alerts, especially on my desktop. No more banner pop-ups jerking my eye away from the episode. For sure, my phone is on mute and turned face down, and all of my browser windows are minimized. I also would designate a period of time and give myself permission to do nothing else. Not a bit of pseudo-productivity, no junk food kind of tasks. But it would be a short chunk of time, just an hour, with room to keep going if I'm on a roll. Most definitely it's morning or early afternoon for me. By no means after dinner, which has the lowest probability of Amy producing quality, much less quantity. Already, this feels whole, not fragmented, on purpose, more Amy K-ish. I also need some cognitive behavioral elements in addition to the environmental. Because addressing distractions and procrastination or overcoming overwhelm and muddled priorities isn't just an outside job. It includes changing your perspective, beliefs, and inner dialogue. Addressing the internal along with the external. In my case, I need self-permission to let the episode evolve and unfold. No expectation that it will all come out in one shot, although sometimes it does. Less judgment on speed as a success measure. So I would have at least a week to come back to the episode several times. No pressure to push it out. And I would hold the perspective that creating includes enjoyment. Riffing like my son playing jazz on the piano. I would imagine that I'm actually coaching you as I create that inspired and connected, transformational, not transactional feeling. I also would give myself grace, encouragement to take a breath when I have the impulse to jump up or task switch. And I would demand the option of brainstorming with clients on the concept, bouncing off real humans. My most powerful content comes in coaching partnership, not strictly solo creation. That is my stab at codifying, designing Amy's ideal podcast focus and flow. As usual, none of this is earth-shaking insight. I know all this. I know I should turn off alerts, for goodness sake. The brilliance comes in taking the time to switch from default to conscious and curated design. To remember what brings out my best. Now, what matters most is you. Take a deep breath. Come back to your intention and your ideal focus and flow. What is your gut instinct on both the external environmental design that you need and the internal perspective and permission? As you move from default to design, what can you create to short circuit your most potent distractions or disruptions? It might be just one change. We are looking for ideas to try out and play with. How can you create the conditions right for you, your unique, amazing, inspired way? So I ask again, if you can focus and flow just the way you want, What do you need? Go ahead and jot down a few actions. You're setting up a custom experiment. Remember what's at stake here. We're not looking to reduce distraction out of principle. I want it tied to your intention. See what focus and flow design you have so far. When we come back, I have some really cool additional examples that might trigger a few more ideas for you. And then we will wrap it up. This is so personal for each human. I have one client with a very busy house, young kids, and working from home. As she puts it, I am living with the reality of a distracted life. Multiple humans with multiple needs at any one time. Interruptions by the nature of life at my age and stage. Her intention was to be less stressed and frustrated. The shift was permission to claim the reality and go with the actual flow, not try to fight it. I have many clients with ADHD. Focus and flow is a familiar challenge. The fragmentation likelihood is greatly compounded. For some, it's just committing again to the routine that they know has worked in the past. Permission to refresh and restart. Others shake it up, try something new. One client just added a non-negotiable morning cold plunge. Another is experimenting with an AI time blocking tool. Still another upgraded to a larger apartment and was able to have a separate office space instead of the dining room table. Instant focus and flow surge with the ability to close a door. And then the client, with an over-the-top distraction level, realized it was a sign that she needed to decompress. The Instagram and TikTok scrolling was a mindless default solution for her overloaded schedule. Her design included a prioritization session with her boss, changing due dates and expectations, and building in scheduled downtime. The refreshed focus and flow she craved did follow. And it can be a chicken and egg thing. Am I distracted because of everything around me? Or am I able to be distracted because I'm not settled or grounded? Again, many of us need a combo of internal and external design. Although I will say committing to your way of centering yourself, whether it's meditation, exercise, journaling, playing music, whatever, that's a game changer. And most of us could use a few boundaries. One client realized that his distractions were actually his passion. He loves going down the rabbit hole of clicking to the next article or link. He's a chaser of ideas and learning. His design trick was limiting himself to 5 articles instead of 50 at any one time. Another client decided to be the change they wanted to see in their organization and literally started a committee to address the back-to-back Zoom meetings and unsustainable number of Slack channels. Boundaries for everyone. Take one more pass at designing your ideal focus and flow. Your attention for your chosen intention today. Not anyone else's design, just yours. Does it feel amazing? Are you inspired, excited? If not, see what ideas you can add. Bottom line, be clear on your commitment to take action and give it a try. My hope is that you have even the smallest shift because you are worth it. Focus and flow is fundamental to your full potential. And come back to this episode again for your next intention. You get to iterate, evolve, and experiment. I would love to hear what you are experiencing and learning. Thank you for listening today and helping me create better focus and flow in my life. I'm always here to partner, whether it's one-on-one private coaching, or joining one of my coaching groups or workshops. Find all the episodes on thegrowthmoment.com and follow on your favorite podcast app or on my YouTube channel. Leave a review or a rating. Now get out there and grow today.